Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Hold on one sec.
good deal.
How about now?
Better, much better. So I do have two people in the waiting room. I know one lady is for 4816 Edwards, so that's under late fees. And then the other one is a Galaxy Note.
Okay.
I don't think Sarah is joining remotely. I think she should be here, but I'll double check before I enter them though.
Okay.
Oh, hey. Hang on just a minute. I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Can you still hear us?
Yep.
Okay. I'll get things started, and then I'll let Miss Costa have my tablet and do her thing.
All right. Do you want me to let all these people in?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Hello?
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing good. I'm calling in regards to having a court hearing.
Yes, ma'am. Which property are you here for?
What's the property?
Yes.
4816 Edwards Avenue, Flint, Michigan, 48505.
Are you Miss Kleinschrott?
Kleinschrod.
Kleinschrott, okay. Give us 1 second. We're gonna get started and then we can try to get you in here. 1 second. Is there anybody else in the, I see Attorney Fanous is here. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well,
Ma'am,
Your
I'm a
Honor.
girl.
Thank you. How are you?
Good. And there's someone else joining as well on a Galaxy Note 10. How you doing, sir? You're on mute right now, sir.
All right.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes,
Okay, which property are you here for, sir?
my property,
Yes.
my property is 2538 McCallum Avenue. But the letter saying is my old address is 6430 Allison Drive, Flint, Michigan, 48504.
Are you Herv Compare?
Compare, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. And Attorney Fanous, which property are you here for today?
I am here for, excuse me, Your Honor, 3713 Claremont Street
Okay,
on behalf of S&S Property Management.
sounds good. All right, so I'm gonna start up our hearings, and then we're gonna have Attorney Fanous handle his business first, and he'll speak to Ms. Kelsler. And then at that point, we'll come back and we'll handle the gentleman, Mr. Compare, and the lady, Miss Kleinschrott. So let me start the hearings, and then we'll let Mr. Fanous speak to our neighborhood family. So, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, February 9th, 2021. My name is Attorney Torsho W. Feaster. I am the Administrative Hearings Officer or Blight Court Judge. Present in the courtroom, we have our Neighborhood Safety Officer, Ms. Sarah Kessler, and via Zoom, we have our Blight Court Clerk or Administrative Hearings Office Clerk, Ms. Alyssa Oliveris. We are prepared to call our 1:30 p.m. docket. We do have 3 people here. We're going to take the address at 3713 Claremont first. That is file number EN 2007083, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. That is owned or operated by S&S Properties Management LLC. Attorney Fanous is present representing them today. I'm going to give Attorney Fanous and NSO Kessler the chance to discuss this property, and I will step out. And then at that point, I will come back and find out where we stand on that property, and then we will take Ms. Kleinschrott and Mr. Compare's cases right after.
Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm not too bad.
That's good. So S&S Property Management gave me this notice. I don't have a copy of the ticket. Do you happen to have that with you?
Yep, I do have a copy of the ticket and I have a picture of the property as well, if you want to see.
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't know how well this.
It sounded like Attorney Feaster said it was to deal with litter and like trash in the yard.
It was actually mattresses that they had out in the yard for well over a month. I gave them the proper paperwork to show them how to bag it for it to be picked up. It was never picked. It did finally get picked up, but it was like probably 2 months.
Okay, so the tenant just refused to take care of that.
Yes.
Okay, so it took about a month or so. Oh,
After the mattresses.
okay. Oh, let's see. What is the cost of the ticket on that?
Well, there was actually 2 tickets. So the
Okay.
first one would be 50 and then the second one would be 100.
Okay, what can we do here with regarding this? Sounds like obviously we have to send it over to the tenant, but we'll admit responsibility as a property owner.
Right. I can take the second ticket away. and just
Okay,
take this one.
I think that's more than fair.
Okay.
And then we'll attach that to the ledger occupant.
Okay.
So you to make sure I understand you correctly, you gave them literature how to properly dispose of the mattress?
Yes. Yep. We get like little pamphlets from Republic, and it shows that you have to bag your mattresses in order for them to pick them up. And
Okay.
I gave that to them with their warning, just so that they knew, what they had to do and why.
Gotcha. And then they didn't do it.
Correct.
Okay. Just so when they come, when the property management company says, hey, how do we attach this to their, I can explain to them what had happened.
Okay, yeah, and we can probably fax you a copy of the ticket and
That would be great. I believe Miss Oliveras has my email address, so maybe it might be easier to scan an email rather than fax it.
okay, yep, we'll do that. I'll let her know and we'll get that taken care of so you have
Okay,
it.
perfect. That works for me.
All right, sounds good. All right, we'll get him back.
Sounds good.
Sarah, are you ready for him to come back?
Yes,
We are.
Okay, wonderful. I will go get him.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Miss Joyce, you can follow him right back there.
Are you ready, Ms. Kessler?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. Good afternoon. We are back on file 3713 Claremont, file number EN 2007083, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The property owner is S&S Property Management LLC, represented today by attorney Fanous via Zoom. I'm going to swear you both in, and you guys can tell me where we stand. Ms. Kessler, do you swear to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Attorney Fanous, you swear to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where do we stand after your conversations?
Your Honor, we had an opportunity to discuss this property in detail, and I think we've reached a resolution. And it's my understanding there are 2 tickets for that property having mattresses out there. I believe we've reached a resolution where we will take responsibility for the first ticket of $50, and the second ticket would be, I would assume, dismissed. And then Officer Kessler was going to email me a copy of the literature that was sent to the occupant of the home of how to properly dispose of the mattress. So, because what we're going to do is we're going to attach the fines and costs to the property and the tenant.
That's fair enough. Ms. Kessler, is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. It appears from the file there is the 2 tickets totaling $100. By agreement of the party, we will enforce the first ticket for $50 for the mattress out to the road, and the second ticket for mattress out to the road will be dismissed. That is a total of $50 to the city of Flint. There is a mandatory state cost of $10. That's a grand total of $60. The second ticket will be dismissed. We will send the appropriate judgment and information to you, Attorney Fanous, and that will resolve that file for today.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. You have a great day.
Thank you for your time. Take care.
Thanks.
Okay, we're gonna jump down the docket. The first person who I saw was the address at 4816 Edwards, file number EN 2006253, alleged code violation 39-7, which again is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there will be a Fred and Mamie Kleinschrode. Ms. Kleinschrode, can you hear me?
I'm in court. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so today your file is here to, because we've already entered a default, it appears, back in November, and it appears that the ticket remains unpaid. The allegation for the ticket is that there was trash and litter that was not properly disposed of on the property. And I'm glad you're here today. You missed the initial court date, it seems. So what would you like to see happen today, ma'am?
Well, are you the judge?
I am.
What was that?
I am.
All right. I'm guilty as hell, Judge. My son works on cars in the driveway. He's got stuff spread over. He had cars across the street he had to move, and he had his truck that was in the yard. And the first ticket we got, I paid it, and he cleaned up everything and looked real nice for a little while because, again, he throws stuff around. He doesn't take care of nothing. So the guy came by, gave us another ticket. Again, I repeatedly told him about it. My husband went out there. We raked and everything. And the day that they showed up the third time, he was in the process of putting tires on the car in our yard. We own two lots. I'm at one lot beside the house. And he had stuff that was stored.
Okay.
There, and he's building a doghouse, and he's got them wooden pallets out. So what I'm saying is, like I said, you're an arm guilty as hell.
Okay, so the reason what we're here for today is to determine whether or not a late fee should be assessed. The total amount that you owe due to the tickets now is $110. I can adjourn this court date if you would like to give you some time to pay that before we go forward with late fees and or possibly collections.
So you'll be back out again?
In the meanwhile, yes, someone's gonna have to take care of that mess. I can obviously speak to NSO Kessler, who's here, and ask her to communicate to her colleagues that you all need some time to clean it up if you have a plan to actually do that. What's the situation here, I guess?
Well, how much you said the tickets were?
$110.
$110?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's only for the second ticket. What about the third ticket?
My understanding is that is for two tickets. That is for a ticket on October 24th and a ticket on December 14th. I don't have any knowledge of a third ticket yet.
Okay. Can we get that reduced and I'll mail it off today?
Do you know if there's another ticket on this property?
Yeah, we're on it.
Okay.
It snowed and we can't see all the way down, but we're on it. If we don't get it, well, I have to pay another ticket, won't I?
Yes, ma'am. How long would it, hold on, ma'am, we have Miss Oliveras here. She has some information. Let's find out what she can tell us.
Okay.
So according to our city system, we only have 2 tickets with fines assessed to them in our records. One was for $50 and you took care of that one in October. And then the second one was for the $100, which is what we're discussing today.
Right.
At the moment, I don't see any other tickets besides the one from October and the one from November. And the only fees that I see are for $100 plus the $10 for our last hearing. So,
Can you have an offset on that?
I do have the officer who wrote those tickets. We can, speak with him and let him know that you did appear. But as to reducing the tickets, that's all up to the attorneys or the hearings officer.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, Ms. Klein Schrod, I guess my thing is, before we consider reducing the ticket, is the property going to be cleaned so we don't have to continue to go through this process?
Okay. I understand you now. I misunderstood you when you explained that to me. Okay, so can I get 30 days to clean it up?
You believe in 30 days you'll be able to have it cleaned up?
I believe so.
Okay, how about we do this? How about we adjourn today's hearing date for 30 days? If it is cleaned up in 30 days, then I'll at that point consider reducing this ticket. But let's see where we are
Thank you.
in 30 days. And we'll just
Okay.
today's court date.
Okay.
That sound reasonable?
That sounds reasonable. 30 days or pay the ticket, and if I get it done, you could reduce the ticket, right?
You could
If
reduce
it's done right.
Yeah, I could listen, depending on how I felt that day. So let's see where you are in 30 days, and then we'll go forward from there.
Thank you very much for hearing me.
No problem. So I need you to get to be in touch with us in those 30 days. I'm gonna have
Right. Same number?
the same number. Miss Oliveira
Okay.
will mail you another court date.
All right.
And in the meanwhile, I'll have a neighborhood safety officer checking on that property to make sure that it's cleaned in those 30 days.
Thank you. It will be.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, then. Bye-bye.
Ms. Oliveras, will you be able to notify whoever's ward that is to check on that property in 30 days, please? I'm sorry, I think you're still unmuted.
Sorry about that. That was one that Carl Martin was working on, so I'll send him an email after our hearing today.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, and the last resident we have present is Mr. Campare. We'll call his file now, which is the address at 6413 Allison, file number EN 2003897. Alleged code violation again of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator again is Herb Campare, who is present via Zoom. Mr. Campare, where do we stand on your property?
My brother living over there now. I used to stay there, but I moved out about another house back in 2014, and my brother over there now. But I did that later, they send that to 6413, but sometimes the post office, they would take a time to send it to my address, current address.
Okay.
And then I see that I got error. I didn't know what happened. And then I called my brother. I said, what's going on over there? They're talking about lettering or something. He said it was one warehouse. They were selling like a bicycle. And it was like, I think like 100 or some bicycle. And then he bought it. And the people bring that over. So they put it in the backyard. Maybe he said the neighbor, when I was over there, he didn't like me anyway.
Okay.
Probably him, he called, he said they got like a crap in the backyard. And they sent some people. But he had a truck come and get them. All of them is clean. But he don't know why I get in that letter. I said, maybe you have to move all of them. He said there was a couple of people came over there talking about neighbor calling, they got trash in the backyard, everything. But those guys went backyard, there was nothing. But I said, I don't know what's going on, but I got a hearing. There was two of them. I missed one because the letter come late, but I got this one on time. That's why I said, okay, I'm gonna call and find out what's going on really.
Okay, yeah. So
Because
what I have here is that you had a ticket from back in July for $50 for trash and debris and scrap that was in the backyard that needed to be removed.
Okay.
It
I,
appears,
I,
I'm sorry.
I didn't know about that ticket. He didn't say anything to me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So is this
Sorry.
the house that you own? What's your
Yes.
brother living in?
Yeah, my brother living over there now, 6413.
Okay. And so you didn't get the letter, you said, before the last court date?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got, yeah, there was 2 letters, but sometime the post office take a time to forward to me. That was
Okay.
late.
You
But
have,
the one for today came on time. That's why I'm trying to find out
you're
what
having
I
your,
did wrong or
you're
something.
having, you're having your mail forwarded to a different address.
Yes.
Do you mind providing that?
Yeah, my address is 2538 McCollum, McCollum Avenue.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
And so that's why you missed the last court date because you did not get the letter.
yes.
Okay. And so at that time, we enter a default judgment
Uh-huh.
because you did not appear. So it's the scrap, trash, and debris at
Yeah.
6413 Allison cleaned up now.
Yes, it's clean.
Cleaned up now.
Yes, it's clean up.
Okay, well, let's do this on your file as well then.
Okay.
We'll adjourn your file for 30 days also.
30. Okay.
We'll need you to come back to the next court date. Ms. Oliveris will send you a letter to the address you just gave us.
Yep.
Okay? I'm gonna have a neighborhood safety officer check that property
Okay.
and check the status for its cleanliness.
Okay.
If,
Yes.
if it is clean, then at that point, I will consider reducing or dismissing your ticket on this file.
Okay. That's yeah. That
Sound
sounds
fair?
good. Yeah, that sounds fair, Rowena.
Okay, so we will adjourn this court date 30 days. Ms. Oliveris will send you a notice and we'll move forward at that time.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you for appearing today.
All right. What about the ticket? Because I don't know nothing about it. My brother didn't say anything, but I don't know.
I
So-
can
so-
send a copy of the ticket when I send the new court date if you would like, sir.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
okay. Thank you, Mr. Kapari. We'll see you in 30 days.
Thank you, Mr. Rowena. You have a good day.
No problem. You too. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We'll move back to the top of the docket. We still have Ms. Kessler present. Thank you. We still have Ms. Kessler present. She is still under oath. We will go back to the top of the docket and we will start dealing with those matters accordingly.
How to get up.
All right, the first matter we have now will be the address of 3718 Claremont, file number EN 2007085. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is a Kimberly Castles. It does appear from the file that Ms. Oliveris has had contact with Ms. Castles and that this matter has been paid in full. As a result of that, we will dismiss this matter at this time. The next matter on the docket is the address at 3822 Brown, file number EN 1904357. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which again is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is a Samir Dabish. It does appear from the file that I signed a notice on this matter back on June 5th of 2020. Service appears to be completely correct. It is now almost 2 o'clock. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. There is no one present on the call. I believe that this is the file, Ms. Oliveris, that someone has contacted the office on, but chose not to appear. Yes, okay. The person was instructed to be here today. They were instructed to be on this call. Miss Samir Dabish, they are not present. They are not here. At the consequence of their non-appearance, I am prepared to enter a default judgment on this file, should the facts support such a finding. To that end, we have NSO Kessler, who is still here, still under oath. I'll ask her what evidence she has, if any, that will support a default judgment in this file.
I have the ticket, the copy of my daily saying that I was there, and a picture of all of the bulk trash that was unbagged at the road.
These are photographs you took?
Yes.
All right. I will accept this evidence packet add it to the file. I do have a ticket from 12/11 of 19. Showing your first violation for $50. Trash and debris to the road. Present after trash pickup day. I do have a copy of NSO Kessler's daily log showing that she did visit the property on the day and time in question. And I do have a black and white photograph showing the front of what purports to be the property, showing mattresses, boxes, chairs, cardboard, trash bags, and other items of questionable value. Based on the testimony of Ms. Kessler and the evidence to support her testimony, I do find support finding was a violation of 39-7 and that a default judgment is appropriate. The total amount I see due is $50 for the city of Flint. There's a state cost of $10 for a grand total of $60. We will send notes to the appropriate parties, and that was all that file for today. The next file we have on the docket is the address at 3717 Claremont, file number EN 2007084, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operated there again. I'm sorry, this one is Donna J. Fisher. It does appear from the file. I signed a notice on this file back on 12/19 of 2020. No one has contacted our office on this file. It is now after 2:02 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. As a consequence of their non-appearance, I am prepared to enter a default judgment on this file, should the facts support such a finding. To that end, we have NSO Kessler, who is still present, still under oath. I'll ask her what evidence she has, if any, that will support a default judgment in this file.
I have a copy of both tickets. I also have a copy of both dailies, and then I have a picture of the property that stayed the same.
Okay, these are tickets and photographs and dailies that you wrote?
Yes.
Okay, we'll accept this packet into evidence, add to the file. You did observe this trash and it was bulk trash to the road?
Yes.
Okay, so I do have a ticket showing bulk trash to the road, has been worn several times. That is the second violation. I do have a daily log showing that NSO Kessler did visit the property on the day and time in question. And I have another ticket. Bulk trash to the road was warned to properly bag and call to request a bulk pickup, and it's still at the road. It's the first violation. And I do have a daily log showing that NSO Kessler did visit the property on the day and time in question. And I do have a black and white photograph that Ms. Kessler took showing the front of the property and a mountain of trash, items of questionable value, black and white photograph at the curb. Not even sure what all this is. Looks like some boxes, some furniture, some trash bags, most of the things unbagged. Definitely appears to be a violation of 39-7. Based on the testimony of Ms. Kessler and the evidence to support her testimony, I do find support to find that a default judgment is appropriate. The total amount due is $150 for the city of Flint. There's a mandatory state cost of $10 for a grand total of $110. We will send notes to the appropriate parties. That will resolve that file for today. The next property we have is the address at 1002 Persian, file number EN 2007079. Alleged code violation again of 39-7. The duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operated there is a Britta Farrell and Christoph Kaiser. It does appear from the file, I sent a notice for hearing in this matter on 12/19/20. No one is present in the courtroom, no one is contacted their offices, service appears to be completely correct. It is now after 2:05 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. As a consequence of the non-appearance, I am prepared to enter a default judgment in this file, should the facts support such a finding. To that end, with NSO Kessler, who is still present and still under oath, I'll ask her what evidence she has, if any, that will support a default judgment in this file.
For this one, I have the ticket, the daily, and I have a picture of the trash on the inside of the fence and the trash that is on the outside to the curb, which is all still present.
Okay, and these are photographs and dailies and information that you took
Yes.
and wrote,
Yes.
and there was trash and there still is trash there in violation of 39-7. Okay, we'll accept this packet and add it to the file. I do have a ticket for trash, needs to be cleaned up. First violation on 11/16/20. We have a daily log from that same date showing that NSO Kessler did visit the property. I do have a black and white photograph, two black and white photographs, one through a fence showing a mountain of trash. Another one on the other side of the fence based on the testimony provided by NSO Kessler and the evidence to support the violation, I do find support finding that there was a violation of 39-7 and that a default judgment is appropriate. The total amount I see due is $50 to the city of Flint. There's a state cost of $10 for a grand total of $60. We'll enter a judgment in that amount, send notice to the appropriate parties. That'll be all on this file today. The next file is the address at 123 Markham, 1238 Markham, file number EN 2007078. Again, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to get the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is the estate of James Quader. It does appear from the file. I signed a notice for hearing in this matter on 12/19/2020. No one has contacted their offices. No one is present for the hearing. Service appears to be completely correct. It is now after 2:07 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. As a consequence of their non-appearance, I am prepared to enter a default judgment in this file, should the facts support such a finding. To that end, with NSO Kessler, who is still present and still under oath, I'll ask her what evidence she has, if any, that might support a default judgment in this file.
For this one, I have the ticket, the daily, and I have two pictures, one of the front of the house and one of the side yard where the trash is out. And this is also a house that I ticketed 3 times and actually dismissed all of them for him.
Oh, okay.
And they haven't done anything. So I started again.
Okay, all right. And this is all information that you prepared?
Yes.
Okay. We'll accept this packet of evidence as a file. I do have a ticket from 11/16/2020 where it states that she lifted the last tickets and he never complied. Entire yard needs to be cleaned, plus trash to the road, I believe. I do have a daily showing that NSO Kessler did visit the property on 11/16/2020. And I do have a wide shot of the front of the property showing that there was trash, toys, items of questionable value on the property and into the street. And another photograph showing what appears to be a mattress, either rolled up carpet or sod or something, and boxes and other items of questionable value. Based on the testimony from NSO Kessler and the evidence to support that testimony, I do find support finding there was a violation of 39-7 and that a default judgment is appropriate. The total amount I see due is $50 to the city of Flint, and the state cost of $10 for a grand total of $60. We'll enter a default judgment in that amount and send those to the appropriate parties. And that will resolve that file for today. Thank you very much, NSO Kessler, for your time.
Thank you.
And ma'am, I don't know you yet, but it's great to meet you. I'm Attorney Feaster, and welcome aboard.
Thank you. My name is Joyce Wilson.
Wilson, okay. It's great to meet you, Ms. Wilson. Fifth Ward? Okay, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we're all done with you guys today, so thank you, and
Thanks.
have a good rest of the
See you
day.
again.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we will move down to the next section on the docket, which is the section under late fees. We'll start at the top of that section, which is the address at 5702 Marlowe, file number EN 2006251. Alleged code violations of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter, and 39-43, which is the accumulation of growth of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operates there as a HSW Enterprise. It does appear from the file that we just signed a judgment in this matter back on 1/19/21 for $60 that was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to appear here today to explain why it's not been paid. No one is on the call. Is that correct, Ms. Oliveris? I see you nodding.
That is correct.
Okay. No one is on the call. No one has contacted their office on this file. Service appears to be completely correct. Payment does not appear to have been made. It is now after 2 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. As a consequence of their non-appearance, I do believe that a late fee is appropriate. The previous amount due was $60. There's now a $25 late fee for a new grand total of $85. We will send notice to the appropriate parties, and that will resolve that file for this afternoon. The next address on the docket is the address at 1713 Griggs, file number EN 2007074, alleged code violation of 39-43, which is the accumulation of growth of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there would be Larry and Carleen Howley. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 19th of January of 2020 for $160 that was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it had not been paid. No one is present on the call. No one has contacted our offices. Payment has not been made. It is now after 2:11 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30. As a consequence of their non-appearance, a late fee does seem to be appropriate. We'll add $25 to the previous total of $160 for a new grand total of $185. We'll send notes to the appropriate parties, and that will resolve that file for this afternoon. The next address on the docket is the address at 1414 Lake Forest Drive, file number EN 2006053. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there would be a Maria V. Aguilar. It does appear that I signed a judgment in this matter back on January 19th of 21 for $60 that was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to appear here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it has not been paid. There is no one present on the call, no one present in the courtroom. Payment has not been made. Service appears to be complete and correct. It is now after 2:13 p.m. Based on those factors, I do believe that a late fee is appropriate. We'll add a late fee of $25 for the previous total of $60 for a new grand total of $85. We will send notes to the appropriate parties, and that will resolve that file for this afternoon. The next address on the docket is the address at 1032 Crawford, file number EN 1904431. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is a Jonathan Hall. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 19th of January of this year for $60 that was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it's not been paid. No one is present on the call. No one has contacted our offices. Service appears to be completely correct. Payment has not been made. It is now after 2:14 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. Based on no facts, I do believe that, that a late fee is appropriate. The total amount I see due is $60. A late fee of $25 will be added, making the grand total $85. We will send notice to the appropriate parties, and that will resolve that file for this afternoon. The next address on the docket is the address at 1850 Shalom, file number EN 1702388. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is an auction specialist by Rand LLC. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 20th of January of 21 for $60. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it not been paid. There is no one present on the call, no one present in the courtroom. No one has contacted our office on this file. Payment has not been made. Service is completely correct. It is now after 2:15 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. Based on no factors, I do believe that a late fee is appropriate. We'll add $25 to the previous total of $60 for a new grand total of $85. We will send notes to the appropriate parties, and that will resolve that file for this afternoon. The next matter on the docket is the address at 2113 Calumet, file number EN 2004674. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to get the premises free from litter. And 39-43, which is the accumulation of growth of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is East Village Mercantiles LLC. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter back on the 19th of January of 21 for $135. That did include a late fee of $25. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to appear here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it's not been paid. There is no one present on the call, no one present in the courtroom, no one has contacted their office. Service appears to be completely correct. No payments have been made. It is now after 2:16 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. And as I said, a late fee has already been assessed. Based on no factors, I do believe this matter should be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. And the last matter on the docket for today is the address at 2001 Burr, file number EN 2004670. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. And 39-43, which is the accumulation of growth of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is a Dallo Enterprise LLC. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter on the 19th of January of 21 for $185. That did include a late fee of $25. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to appear here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it's not been paid. There is no one present in the courtroom, no one present on the call, no one has contacted their offices. Payment has not been made. Service is completely correct. The $25 late fee has already been added, and it is 2:17 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. As a consequence of those factors, I do believe this matter should be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. I believe that's all we have on the docket for today. Is that correct, Ms. Oliveros?
Yes, sir.
Based on that, we will conclude our docket for today and go off the record. Thank you very much.